another HomeLink automobile opener modification. I just got a new car. It doesn't have HomeLink installed, and so I'm so spoiled having it. And I did do this previously in another vehicle, but I used one of the visor kind of HomeLink devices that you can buy on eBay for about 30-40 bucks. But that's not an option on this one because I'm using a lease. So what I did this time is I ordered one of these mirrors that's out of another vehicle. It's a very standard mirror that's got the standard connector here, loose a screw here, and this little button is glued to the windshield. Well, the car already has this because it's already got a rear view mirror. So what I did was I ordered one of these mirrors made by I think it's called Gentex or something like that, that has built into it the HomeLink buttons so that you can program gates, and we happen to have 2 gates and a garage door opener, so it's perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. I could wire this. So this comes with a wire that plugs in there that you can hardwire into the car. Well, in this case, because it's a leased vehicle, I want to be able to take this mirror with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to install inside a 12-volt battery. I'm going to try one of these little guys here to see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll go with a bigger battery. I'll invest in a bigger battery. But I think it should be fine. So to take these apart, took a little figuring out, but there's a very tight seam along this edge, and I just used a putty knife and carefully pried it until it started popping. Off. It's kind of snapped apart. Just carefully going around so that I don't, kind of mangle it too much. So now that it's apart, you can see here, I'll take the mirror out, and you can see there's a circuit board in here. Okay, there you go. There's the front bezel with the buttons on it. Set that aside. Did this on a nice soft surface so that I don't, again, mangle any of this. And just some basic knowledge of circuitry and how things work, I pretty much determined that this mirror has built into it, well, actually I know it has built into it, an auto dim feature. And just judging by these wires and the fact that they come down and touch the mirror on both sides, I'm assuming that that's what this whole circuit board does, and I don't need that. It's a cool feature, but I think it's going to take too much of my battery power, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to unplug this. I'm going to leave that unplugged. And then what I've got to do is figure out which of these connectors in here are positive and which is negative. And once I do that, I will wire up a small little battery holder, put the battery in it, put everything back together, and program my remotes. So figured out what the different pins are on the wiring harness, and I'm just gonna totally monkey this, but what I did was I cut off kind of the bottom part of the connector so that the pins were exposed. That way I can solder to them, and then I just gently bent 2 of these pins over with the mirror upside down. Okay, the bottom left pin is the power, constant power, the hot lead, and then that middle one, so 1 and 3 out of 5 on the left hand side, the middle one is the ground. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little soldering iron, and I'm going to solder on this little battery holder onto those, and then we're going to see if this baby works. Okay, so the way that you program it is by holding down the 2 outer buttons, and this little thing right there is a light and should turn on and be solid red when I push these. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. So we're going to push those. There we go. Good news. So you hold it for I think it's like 20 seconds or something like that, And once it goes into program mode, that should blink rapidly. And then the next procedure is to program each of the remotes. So there it goes. It looks like it's working. Cool. Okay. So now the real test is to see how long this battery lasts. I'm feeling pretty good about it, so I'm going to put the whole thing together, install it, program my remotes, and see what happens. See here before I snap it together, and I'll have to do it off camera, but what I'm going to do is tuck that little battery thing in between two of these little plastic fins that is sort of in the back of the mirror, and then this whole piece just folds up and then everything snaps together. So it'll be tucked away in there nicely. Okay, so here we are in the car. I've got the mirror installed. You can see it's slid onto the button, and then with a torque screw you tighten it down. I ended up pulling the battery out just because I wanted to be able to change it in case this thing drained the battery too fast. It's been about 48 hours and everything's going good. There's still 12 volts in the battery, so it looks like this is going to work good. Just to show you that it works here, let's close the garage door. You can see there, it's closing the garage. And so that's my HomeLink mod for a rear view mirror if you've got a leased vehicle and you want to keep the mirror and take it with you when you're done with the lease.